Okay, so this is a funny one. We had a debate about this a while back. Okay, so what are your thoughts on people consuming entertainment? Is it good? Is it bad? Just want you guys to talk about the subject in general. And this is from Tirlex. Harsh?
We've spoken about this before, right? But
Yes.
yeah, my go ahead.
Well, let me just give the cliff notes in case this is a new viewer. So we had this funny debate. I forgot from which episode, but it was regarding clowns. And Harsh had that perspective at the time that, like, if you're watching entertainment a lot, this is you consuming clowns content. Where I was taking up more of the perspective of it being art. I think it's okay to consume entertainment in downtime. And Harsh, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said it's not okay, right?
I think consuming pure entertainment is a waste of time, and you're better off consuming more educative forms of entertainment, like a documentary. In the sense that, let's say you're eating and you're watching something like Shark Tank, you might as well watch something more informative, like a documentary on something interesting. You learn something.
Shark Tank teaches a little bit about business.
I mean, yeah, but you can get
I get
everything
your
you
point.
have to learn in one episode. My point is that entertainment is mostly a waste of time. And when I say entertainment, I don't mean entertaining yourself. I mean what generally is regarded as content meant for entertainment. That's bullshit. It's really, really bad for your brain. It fucks with your mental models a lot. And to top it off, and
To
this is the
top it
worst
off.
part, it makes you crazy. You absorb a lot of these, ways of thinking that show up in entertainment, right? Like you I was talking about how a lot of these kids, they want to live like people in Friends or How I Met Your Mother. That stuff you're absorbing from entertainment. Your brain is always learning. It's just that now it's learning from crap. So it doesn't make sense to watch entertainment. I don't agree with that. I think it's a waste of time. You're better off watching stuff that's entertaining and also informative.
So I disagree. With all due respect, by the way, I think what you're saying is true in the aspect of watching documentaries, watching some educational stuff in your downtime. That's fine. But I believe if you view entertainment from the perspective of this is just entertainment, I don't think it's going to have that much of a destructive force in your mind. And I do think, like, let's just do some math real quick. Let's say you have a 24-hour day, you sleep for 8 hours, you work for 8 hours, and you're working on, like, after your job, you're working on a side hustle for 6 hours. You still got 2 hours left. Now, you could be like, okay, in those 2 hours, read another book or watch something else educational, or at that point, like, you've done your productive tasks for the day. Now it's like, I don't see a problem with consuming something entertainment related. And here's the thing, like, if you're merging into society, into culture, having some fluency in regards to mainstream entertainment or just what others are somewhat talking about allows it to be much easier to have a conversation with them. Where if you're meeting a stranger for the first time, and let's say you're striking up a conversation because both of you guys' bus are late, you're not immediately going to start talking about self improvement or the meaning of life. You're probably going to talk about, oh, okay, well, yeah, I heard about this show called Squid Games. Talk a little bit more about that, and then it can build a relationship where you can eventually talk about something deeper. So in terms of conversations and meeting people, I view it like a funnel. How does it look? There we go, a funnel. And on the very top of the funnel are a lot of these entertaining stuff that the masses talk about. And then you could get them lower and lower into your funnel where me and you, we're talking about deep stuff, but I don't think everyone is capable of speaking like that.
See, I'll tell you what. Back when I was younger, I would go out on a lot of dates. I would like ask out every woman I would see. I was doing this challenge, you could say. Like I would ask out every cute girl.
Were you 19?
I was 20, I
Okay.
think. So I would ask out a lot of these cute girls and I would go on a date with them. And it's not that hard to have a conversation without knowing anything about popular culture. It's just, see, if you want to build rapport with someone, you don't have to know about Game of Thrones. What you have to know about is what questions to ask them and where to keep the focus of the conversation that is on them. So you ask them, okay, so what do you do in your free time? Oh, you play badminton? That sounds like fun. Maybe we should play sometime. Yeah, I used to play badminton. I twisted my ankle once. Have you ever done that? Oh, I like playing badminton, but without my shoes because I like the feeling of grass. When was the last time you walked on grass without shoes? So you should know how to build a conversation without these things, and it's not that hard to do. You just have to understand what this person likes and then start from there. So I think that to consume entertainment just to be able to converse with people is a price too high to pay for something you can get with other things.
Yeah, but that's not like what I was leading with. I said that's a cherry on top. I What I was trying to lead with was you have 24 hours in the day, and most people like they have like 1 to 2 hour window. Maybe like let's just say one
I don't think
hour.
that's true. I don't think that's true. I think most people watch TV. I think the average person watches TV for 5 or 6 hours a day.
Yeah, but I'm trying to take the perspective of a self improvement guy. Like let's say like you're a self improvement guy. And are you literally just self improving the entire day? Like I'm not saying like force yourself to watch TV. Like watch this, damn it. It's like
Okay, fun his eyes. Like you gotta
yeah,
watch it. You can't blink.
but if you're over here like sleeping your 8 hours, doing your lifting, working hard throughout the day, and the 1 to 2 hours, like let's say it's not even TV. Let's say you want to play video games, which I think is like personally for me, like it's like why would you play video games? But it's like if you do that, it's like I don't think that's a bad thing. It's like different people spend their downtimes differently, and I think trying to do too much self improvement can eventually lead to self implosion. You need to you need to loosen up in certain parts of your day. Like, do you do any? Well, your way to relax is to like trek and stuff, right?
Mhm.
But what if someone else's form of relaxing is just to watch a funny show?
Change.
Okay, so hopefully, Terralex, we're answering your question. We're very opposed on this particular
Yeah,
idea.
I'll tell you, I've been in a situation where I was working almost my entire day and I had like half an hour, 1 hour extra left at the end of the day. The only thing I wanted to do in that time was to just lie down and not think about anything, just rest.
Hmm.
So actually, watching entertainment also takes effort. It
It does take
stresses
effort.
your
Yeah.
eyes and your brain. And if you're that exhausted, you're working that much, most people, at least I didn't want to consume anything. I didn't even want to turn my phone on. I just wanted to close my eyes, maybe talk to my family and do something that didn't require any focus or any attention whatsoever. So I'm not sure if the situation you're saying applies to people. I think people who watch entertainment typically watch more than 1 hour of entertainment per day.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to take it from the context of someone who is spending 5 hours, that is not something that I agree with, and that it can be applied to anything. It's not just with entertainment. Like if you're going to the gym for 5 hours just lifting weights, you're no longer being productive. You're just wasting time. But if you're someone that,
Oh, you're gonna piss off a lot of people with that, but okay.
yeah, I mean, if you're like the average person, like if you have like other, like if you're not training to be a bodybuilder and you're just spending 5 hours in the gym for what? Um, but if you're someone that is going to the gym, you're being efficient, and then it comes down to doing things effectively. And just to say that all form of entertainment, it's just like, oh no, let's get away with it. I think that's a surface level view. I think if you're looking more into it, if you're not getting carried away with the argument where it's like, oh well, 5 hours, like that's how long they watch. But if you're like, okay, well, in terms of downtime, is that okay? I
See,
would say
I think
yes.
that what you're talking about is a bit more like Coca-Cola is a part of a healthy diet. Like Coca-Cola is not unhealthy when it's a part of a unhealthy. What's the thing? Sorry,
Unhealthy.
Coca-Cola is healthy as long as it's part of a balanced diet. It's what they used to show on Coca-Cola ads back in the day.
Hmm.
So what you're saying is a bit like that. Coca-Cola is not unhealthy as long as it's a part of a balanced diet.
No, not really.
I mean, I get you. I mean, if someone's watching half an hour of TV at the end of the day, they've had a long day, they've worked all day, they worked on the side business, they've, lifted weights. Watching 30 minutes of TV is not going to harm you that much. I
it's
think
not only not
only,
going to harm you, but I think it also like, and that's where the cherry on top arguments come in, where it's like if you're capable of at least being attuned with what's going on in pop culture to a certain extent, I kid you not, there are a little bit more opportunities to sneak yourself into a conversation where someone who's completely unaware is like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I'll give you an example. One time I'm getting my hair cut, and the barber, he has a TV like there, and like he's trying to create a conversation with me because he wants me to keep coming back to get more haircuts. And he's like, "Have you ever heard of this thing called Squid Games?" I was like, "I've been hearing all about it, but I don't know much about it." And boom, he just seamlessly starts creating the convo. Now, I'm not trying to say like, I know you're gonna go with it and be like, "Well, you could create convo another way," but in this way, it just organically presented itself. We start talking about it, then we started to hop into other conversation points, and this is just one of the situations I'm talking about, where if you're somewhat aware, it opens up more opportunities. You may be able to create conversation without any form of entertainment, but being somewhat aware of pop culture will help as well if you're not overdoing it.
see, I barely consume any TV whatsoever. And even I'm somewhat aware of pop culture. It's because it's everywhere. It's hard to not be completely unaware, right?
Hmm.
I understand your point. I don't disagree with you. But what I'm saying is, unless you absolutely need to watch it, like you're some kind of drug addict and you
No
need
one
your
needs to watch it, bro. Like you keep going too much. You're like,
I'm being too pedantic, right? If you can do something better to give yourself the same entertainment
yeah,
that's better than, pure entertainment content, go with that.
that makes sense. And nowadays, I mean, where do you see the future of edutainment? Like the documentaries do you watch? Like you watch, are they pretty entertaining to watch?
They're
Or
really good. They're really, really good.
I'm a big
I kind of
documentary guy too. Yeah.
I kind of got forced, or not exactly forced, but anytime a YouTube video that was good, I would watch it, and they would advertise, okay, get Curiosity Stream, get Nebula. And at some point I was like, okay, I have to try this thing out because they keep telling me to try it out. And all the videos that tell me to try it out are actually quite good. So I get Curiosity Stream, and it's really good. The
Curiosity
documentary,
Stream's really good.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
I got it
So
too.
at this point, I don't watch any YouTube. I mostly just watch Curiosity Stream.
Mm,
It's really good. It's very informative, and it's surprisingly entertaining. It's not boring at all. You just
yeah.
have to pick the right topic.
I would also say another, um, I wouldn't even say it's an argument, Harsh, but it may be. But one person's entertainment is another person's education as well. Where, um, so I was watching Breaking Bad, and for me, like like what the show is about, like the whole like the guy goes bad,
I've
like
seen
so.
a bunch of episodes. Yes,
Yeah, it's like when I was a youngster, I was just watching it because I was like, oh well, this is entertaining, but it was I didn't ever watch it with like the educational eye. But nowadays, if I will watch something like that, I learn a lot of like just to see how a story is crafted, like the emotional arcs, character development. But that's because of like my background. I do some form of content creation, so it becomes some form of education. Another example is Making the Band. Have you ever heard of that?
never heard of it.
So it's basically a show by P Diddy where he's gathering different people, and he's trying to create the next like superstar group, and he's talking about the business side of it, like how marketing works, promotion, how to deal with egos in regards to managing a team. And when I was a youngster, like this was just a funny show to watch, but as an adult, like I'm actually learning a lot of business stuff in regards to it, like how promo and stuff, all that works. So sometimes like it starts off with entertainment, but if you could watch it in the right context, it could also be some form of teaching in it.
I agree you can learn from everything, but it's the ratio of learning to time.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So I believe we answered your question, Tierlex.
We have
It's
differing opinions, of course.
yeah. I wonder what other stuff like we have like pretty differing opinions on. There's a lot of stuff that we have like fundamentally we're similar, and certain things like this, and we've done a lot of episodes together. This is gonna be our episode 32. I'm pretty sure we'll find stuff like this, which are so different. We could just argue our sides.
See, I would say in general, you are a bit more moderate than I am.
Yeah.
Like, I tend to range towards the extremes.
That does make sense. I mean, well, it's also because of your background as well, right?
I don't know, but I've always been somewhat more, what do you call it?
Conservative.
Not exactly conservative, but I don't know the right word for it, but maybe I would say stronger in my opinions.
Hmm, that makes sense.